Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be drawing Banana Man once again, but this time it's going to be a little different because I'm going to have his pumpkin not covering his full face. I know, pretty crazy. I haven't exactly decided how this is going to work, so we're going to deal with the head in a second. We're going to make the body. How you're supposed to do this. We're gonna make the body first. Go like this. Why did I draw the... That's fine. We need to give him body parts, and we'll probably just put him in the clothes that I normally put him in, or that I've been putting him in recently, which that being his cloak. Alright, his little cloak that is kind of like this, if I were to just draw it quickly, and it's got a little neck part that goes over his little pumpkin. There we go. Draw some eyes. And give it a stem. And there's Banana Man. It's also got little crosses right here, which that's actually upside down. The little X's on the bottom. But that doesn't matter because we probably won't see that very much. Well, I guess we could turn him like this a little bit more, just so his body's facing me a little bit more. Then it might be a little easier to deal with the collar, because I drew him at a side profile recently, and dealing with that collar when it's not straight ahead is pretty friggin' annoying. Also, that rib cage ain't that good. But I wasn't even planning on adding a rib cage. And don't worry about the bottom of the body. I wasn't going to add it anyways, so it's fine. Alright, should we give him a chest, or should we make him a him? We're going to make it a him, because I don't feel like changing his outfit or adding more details onto the pumpkin. Alright, so we need to add this circle connecting onto the neck, and then we need to draw, you know, the face. Which I was never good at drawing side profile faces when I practiced drawing faces. Or heads. And I haven't practiced drawing heads in quite a very large amount of time. I mean, I always just draw my little banana guy, which he wears pumpkin head. Alright, we're going to pretend like that's good for the moment. We're just dealing with that so that we can figure out how the hell are we going to deal with his pumpkin. Because his pumpkin is this. I'll go ahead and just draw a circle so I can have a little reference on the paper, because I never use a reference when drawing Banana Man anymore, because I know what he looks like in my head. Alright, we're going to do the simple pumpkin, just three crosses. We got a very oval eye, got a somewhat oval eye, and a scar going through it. And then he's got a stem, which the stem, I'm not too worried about how it's going to look right now. But how are we going to deal with... First of all, it needs to be facing this way. So let's go ahead and do that. Make one that faces this way. I guess it can be facing up a little bit too, since I just kind of did that perspective-wise. Alright. I'm also making all these a little too square, but, you know, I think it's fine. It's not amazing, but that's fine. Alright. That's a little wrong, but also fine. And then we'll just do the stem again. So we have it tilted now. Not actually quite tilted as much as it needs to be, but also he could be spinning the pumpkin a little bit. He's lifting it up. I want it to be right here. I want it to be covering his eyes, if that makes sense. Or just about his eyes, because I want him looking at you. I don't know how to do this because I don't have any references and I don't know how to draw side profiles. I'm probably gonna look up a reference in just a little bit, so I can look at the little no jawline. And look up a reference in just a little bit so I can actually know what I'm doing, but I want to get the pumpkin down first. I'd like to get something down. Oh, this doesn't even work because his pumpkin doesn't stretch that much. Or like, his pumpkin's a little hole just the size of his neck. This doesn't even work. I didn't think this through, did I? Can I just put like a bag on the head now? Just like do a bag instead of a pumpkin? I might do that because the pumpkin's not gonna work. Yeah. And I also need to actually tilt the face towards this way a little bit, actually, now that I think about it. Because I want him to look at the thing a little bit. Alright. We're gonna erase all this and we're gonna do it again. But this time we're gonna do it better. We'll do that revealing Banana Man's actual face some other time. I don't actually know what he's gonna look like under the mask. It's never gonna be shown in the series he's in, because it's just not needed. But he's gonna probably have brown or blonde hair, and it's gonna be somewhat long hair. It's gonna go down to his like shoulders. And yeah, that's all I have decided. Because that's all I really thought about. I didn't really think about what he actually looks like. Which is something I should have thought about before I decided, oh, let me draw him without his mask on. Without his helmet thingy on. Alright, let's go ahead and add a head. What am I doing? Let's grab a big eraser and pretty much start from scratch. Yep, swipe that shit away and make sure this is aligned. Yep, it's good. I could start the video over. Yeah, I don't care. Alright, I'll just say that it's important to show the failing in art. Yeah, that's why I'm not cutting the video now. Not because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy at all. I didn't procrastinate starting this video. I would never do such a thing. Alright, this looks a little bit like shit, but you know it's fine, because we'll be covering up most of the face. I just need something, because I started with nothing last time, and it did not help. Because I have forgotten how to actually draw faces. I don't like this. This whole thing's messed up now. I think I know what I'm actually gonna do now. Gonna do what I was originally gonna do with Banana Man, except for he's not going to be lifting his head up. It's just going to be kind of like a side profile shot of Banana Man, because that is something that I know I can do, and that's really the only reason. All right. Doodle-doo, draw a pumpkin, getting the details in. Trying to make them look better, but not really doing it. Probably should have made this one a 4-piece, but I just wasn't really thinking about it. This would actually be where the stem is facing the opposite direction. It would be facing that way. Well, actually this way, because when it's pointed at me, it faces this way. Like forward and a little bit to this side. So that's not exactly right, but it's fine enough. Now for the rib cage. Let's try to make it a little wider, because like, what was it, yesterday when I did this, I kind of made him very thin, and I have, since I've started drawing, I've made that fucking mistake of drawing characters too thin. I don't know what it is with me and doing that, but I do it constantly. I cannot escape it. I don't exactly know how to draw a rib cage from here. I mean, like, it's just like this. Wow, rib cage. There's no detail because he's directly side view. This is why I don't like doing side view, actually. Like, directly side view. I like to show a little more 3D-ness because I used to do side view in straight ahead view a lot when I started, but it was more flat and I wanted to do something more 3D, so I started doing other things, and I like those other things. Should we give him a little book too? We can give him a little book, right? Not a professional at drawing books, but I can get a little sketch down that looks like a book. It's not going to look amazing, but it'll be passable as a book. There we go, there's a book, and it's got some pages in it, and he's reading it. What is it? Book of book. Book of book. 2. The book of book 2. Because why the fuck not, right? Alright, so he's got one arm right here. Should I draw his little collar thingy first? You know, I designed this thing with the collar up, but honestly, I think I might start putting the collar down. Because, like, it's getting annoying to draw that collar up around a pumpkin, because, mind you, a pumpkin is larger than a head. And, that's the only reason. A pumpkin is larger than a head, and it kind of just gets in the way. It's just not the most convenient thing to be there. It's not terrible, it's just not convenient. So I think I might start putting it down. But we might not do that. It's all dependent on if I decide to. I mean, I didn't in the little comic that I drew, which I never posted that, did I? Because I never finished it. Kept saying, oh, I'm gonna make a comic for Banana Man, and then I made the comic, never posted the comic, and actually never even really finished it. I sketched out the little panels for it, and that was it. Never finished it. Because, I don't know, just didn't. I'll blame school. School's always a good thing to blame, right? It's always a good excuse. I'm gonna say it's a good excuse. It's definitely not just realizing, I'm still a decent amount of ways from being able to draw as good as I want. So let's try to practice a little bit more. It's definitely not that. Alright, this one's kind of looking a little like shit, but it's fine. I did just realize his hands have to be right here then, but then his elbow is like the size of like a stick. Or I mean, his forearm is like the size of a stick. So we gotta hit the undo button on that shit. Also, I made him fucking skinny. I drew the fucking guideline thicker, and then I made him fucking skinny. He's not meant to be super skinny. Actually, he is, but he's not meant to be in this drawing. He is actually meant to be a very skinny character, though, because he's malnourished in the beginning of the story, because he lives in the fucking woods. He doesn't know how to take care of himself. He's in the woods after an unfortunate accident, and he no longer has family. But he'll probably look less malnourished as the story goes on. Though, because, well, he's going to be traveling with the main little cast of characters, so they'll make sure that he's actually fucking eating. Also, he has a little friend. Banana Man has a little friend. I was trying to give him a little friend for like so long, but I couldn't come up with something, a little friend for him. But a little while ago, I did actually make a little friend for him. It's a gnome, but it's not actually a gnome. It's a little goblin that stole a gnome's clothes, beard, and children. And Banana Man doesn't know that it's a goblin. He thinks that it's he thinks it's a gnome, and he just kind of gives it treasure and it stays around. And it has a little knife, and it has a little bag of money, or it's actually treasure. It seems to be endless because it doesn't matter how much stuff he puts in there, it's just always, he can always put more in there. Also, it's a very oversized robe little thingy that he wears. Also, this is very important for me drawing Banana Man right now, to draw his little friend Gabo. And that's his name. His name is Gabo. He doesn't know that he's a goblin, and he named him Gabo. He thinks he's a gnome. Banana Man's not the brightest. He's not the brightest person in the world. But I mean, he lived in the woods his entire childhood. You can't blame him. He had no form of teaching. Well, except for like, well, when did he lose his parents? I think he was like 7? I don't remember. I have how tall he was when he lost his parents, but I don't remember the age. Okay, we're gonna erase the entire thing, and then we're gonna do it again, but we're gonna do it a little bit better, hopefully. And we're gonna do it with a smaller pencil, so it's gonna look better, right? That's how it works. The smaller the pencil, the better the drawing. He says with oh so much hope. Well, I didn't draw Gabo's children either, did I? Oh, hold on. Now you're... Oh, I'll be right back. Alright, oh shit, I almost dropped that. Alrighty. Time to draw Gabo's children, because it's very important that I do that. They're just little mushroom guys. There's one that's got a little mushroom like this. And he's like this, and they all kind of have the same clothes. They all have different mouths and legs, but you can't see them from this scale. But, they're all different and have different details, different spots, and different shadednesses. But this one's the small one. This one's the tall, or just the regular one. Which this one's the girl one, and she's a fat mushroom, which I just think is funny. What am I doing? Oh yeah. And then there's one more, which I can't remember what the top of this guy's mushroom actually looks like, but I know his name is Tobias. Okay, we're gonna draw this now. Alright. Go ahead and go like this. What if I just did this with my tiny linies? Because if you mess up with the tiny linies, it doesn't matter. You're stuck with it. And I haven't used those things in like so long. I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll draw with those tomorrow. I won't just draw with them tomorrow, though. That means I'll actually have to do like a fully complete drawing, not a full illustration, just a fully complete drawing. Does that count as a full illustration then technically? I don't know. I don't know what counts as a full illustration. I almost said I'm not an artist, but I guess I am now, aren't I? Forget about that sometimes. Alright. Forget that I'm technically an artist now. I was never really an artist when I was younger. I guess I'm still young right now too, but whatever. Alright, go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna bend this shit back even farther than I did in the first time. Why, you may ask? I honestly don't really know, I just kinda am. Alright. This is definitely one of the worst drawings of recent times. It's not bad, it's just worse than the other ones is what I'm saying. Like, if you go back to what I drew, like, a couple days ago. Okay, not that one. That one's kind of bad. Let me find it. Was it yesterday? Okay, it wasn't yesterday, it was 2 days ago, but that, compared to this, there's a pretty high contrast. But, you know, whatever. Doing what we can. Alright. Trying to make it look good, but not knowing what to do. Gonna put a patch on elbow. That is something new, has not been in the design. I want his gloves to look a little more alive than they currently do. Because right now they look kind of just stiff and like mittens. And I don't like that. Alright, he's only going to have a couple fingers this time, which that's fine. I've said many times that this little version of Banana Man is just going to have however many fingers is convenient to draw in the moment. His amount of fingers does not matter. I'll probably end up fixing this one though at least 3. Because that's usually what I like to do, have at least 3 fingers. The thumb counts as a finger, but like barely. There we go, there's a shitty hand because I don't feel like drawing a hand right now. Not bad. Messed up your little other arm there for a second. This means we're gonna have to start another glove, actually. I didn't even really think about that. Alright. There should actually probably be some bunching right before the glove, shouldn't there? And back here, this one should also have bunching. There, that's good enough. Okay, very stiff. Not the best. Try to add just a little bit of shade, I don't know. Just a little bit of shading just to see if I can make it just a tad bit better, because I'm not really necessarily liking how it's ended up at the moment. But there's not too much I can do to fully fix this now, amongst redrawing it, which I'm not going to, because gotta show the bad drawings too, what I said earlier. I'm gonna draw this guy, but I can't remember what his top of the mushroom looks like, so he doesn't get one. He gets this. Alright, actually I think his is like wide like this. I think that's what his is. Alright, I think I'm done. Cause I can't think of anything else to add. Go ahead and add my signature to the drawing. Yes, mess up the signature, because that's what you're supposed to do. And goodbye.